Hi, it's Bryson here, relaxing in the heart of nature. I'm near a slough, just a fancy word for a swamp. There are lots of water birds at the end of the slough. As you can see, the foliage is still pretty dead. We are at the tail end of winter. The snow has thawed out, so pretty soon we should have some green growing. I know that there are other swamps around here where lotuses grow, so I don't know if they are going to grow here. It looks like they may possibly, but we'll have to find out when they come. So one of the reasons I come out to nature is to find stillness, to meditate, to pray, and to just most importantly get in touch with the core consciousness that is at the center, and that is at the center of everyone. Because if you're watching this, you obviously live in a world where you are constantly being bombarded with chaotic information. And a lot of this chaotic information can put you into states that are not well. It can affect your mental health, your physical health, which, the mental health can begin to deteriorate your physical health just because of all the stress and the way it wears down on your body. And, it's really difficult. And so I love spending a lot of time out in nature to just cleanse myself of the noise and remember who I, truly am. And, one of the things that I have, definitely noticed to be the case, as I've come out here and come into, that state of what a lot of the Eastern religions will call samadhi, where I am just in a state of pure consciousness, where I can see the way certain things are, in a way that I didn't realize, like, mostly personal issues that I have, but then also just certain aspects of the world. And one of the aspects of the world that has become abundantly clear to me to be suspect, and if you're watching this, you probably are suspecting it too, is just the mass media news, and just how it uses the currency of fear to captivate and control human minds for particular political and economic agendas. And it's just, when you become aware of this, it becomes so blatantly obvious that it can't be denied anymore. I mean, just really think about the mass media, any mass media news. What does the news always try to hit you with? It's always trying to hit you with something that is just fear-based, that is just like, this is why this is gonna kill you, and this is why that's gonna kill you, and you're gonna lose it all, and you're gonna this, and just always about putting that primal fight, flight, freeze state of mind within you. And you have to ask, like, why don't they report on all of the overwhelmingly wonderful things that are happening in the world? Why do they always put a magnifying glass? And most importantly, ask yourself this: why is it that they put the most sensationalized focus on the things that are least likely to actually cause your death, while not telling you about the things that are most likely going to cause you death? They want to sensationalize mass shootings, terrorist attacks, viruses. And when you really look at the cause of death versus the way lifestyle choices through consuming sugar, alcohol, fast food, what that does to people, and how that has just so massively declined the collective health of this country, and how that is actually what is the most deadly thing to humanity. Why doesn't the mass media run 24/7 newsreels about the dangers of sugar, alcohol, and fast food, or not exercising, or not getting outside and getting sunshine and fresh air, and just how truly detrimental it is, and how by people living unhealthy lifestyles where they are not exercising, they are not getting out, they're not getting fresh air, sunshine, they're not, eating healthy food, they're drinking too much, and eating a bunch of sugar, and just the detriment of that. If that had to be compared side by side to any of the things that the media just goes, oh my goodness, this is going to kill you, this is going to kill you, when it's something that, when you look at the statistics, is actually very unlikely to kill. If you were to compare side by side the deaths from sugar versus deaths from a mass shooting, it's not even a comparison. But yet, when a mass shooting happens, there is always, as a result of this unlikely cause of death, even though obviously it is horrendous for the victims of this type of stuff. This becomes priority number one in the political arena. And you have clearly biased corporate media corporations that then will put some kind of spin on it. And while they're ignoring the things that actually do kill people, they put first and foremost as political agendas to change that which is least likely to actually kill people. And when you look at what is suggested, it's always something that results in the people having fewer freedoms. And that is always what the case is, because it's always this fewer freedoms for the people, more control to a smaller group of people. And this is what always it is anytime these fear-based things come. And the reason why they put people into states of fight, flight, freeze is because when a human being is in a fearful state of mind, number one, their perception of what is possible becomes extremely narrow because they're just thinking about survival. So they're in a very primal state of mind. But then when the person who has scared you then starts suggesting things, you are now more suggestible to what that person says. And if you actually pay attention to where certain mass media outlets tell you to go with your opinion and how to perceive what's happening, and then you look at who is sponsoring their network, what corporate and political sponsors they have, you will find out in every single situation that there is a direct alignment between the agendas they are promoting and the agendas that would serve the people who are sponsoring their network. And so once you wake up to this fear-based control and you just wake up and you ask, why doesn't the world talk about the good things? Why does it always focus on fear-based things that are statistically actually unlikely to kill you compared to the things that actually will kill you? Well, and what really cracks me up about this all is, imagine if news actually had to report the news. Their ratings would plummet, because if they had to cover all of the overwhelming moments of peace. Oh, look at that. It's like a couple of hawks or something up there. That's really cool. Hopefully you can see it. But if you were to require them to report on all of the mundane or wonderful events that are happening in the world, can you imagine how absolutely overshadowed the dark, scary stories would be by all of the wonderful, peaceful moments people have? You know, people's birth of their children, people making breakthroughs personally in their lives, and all these wonderful things, and a person helping another person, or just moments of peace and serenity like I'm enjoying. And so I know I rambled on quite a bit in this, but people need to really be aware. And if you're watching this video, you probably have already figured out that mass media uses the weapon of fear. Everything they do is about trapping you with that, oh my goodness, this is going to kill me. And then it's the suggestion that supports the sponsors of the network that you're goaded toward. And so the moment people realize this, people will realize that so much of what we're told is just absolute bullshit, because it's all set up to just get you to go along with a particular agenda. And this is why we have a world where you have supposedly 7.79 billion people that are basically slaves to the agenda of a very small group of people. And you have to ask, why is that? Because I believe that every single person's opinion matters. I believe that every life matters, and that no person has the right to decide that they get to supersede whatever everybody else chooses to do with their life. So I hope that this video helps out anybody who is starting to realize just how manipulative mass media is, and how it just uses fear to captivate people, and it gets people so afraid that whatever is said is easily adapted by that person because they're afraid now. And then it will cause them to ignore the fact that maybe what they're saying is not true. Remember when there were supposedly weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, and they got everybody so afraid, and we went along with this war that killed, according to some sources, 1 million people. I mean, I don't know what the official United States ones, but I've seen figures on the Iraq war as high as 1 million people. And even if it's less than that, or fewer numbers of people than that, still, we got caught up in fear and we bought a lie, and hundreds of thousands or possibly even over 1 million people died in the Iraq war. I am asking people to please wake up to the manipulation of mass media and how it uses fear to control us. So I hope you guys are having a great day. Take care, and I'll see you later.